How do you trade meme coins without getting rugged? The biggest problem is people don't know how to research meme coins and they FOMO into scams. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to research meme coins to avoid rugs and scams and increase the likelihood of finding your next 100x. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So in this video, I'm going to go through all the steps of research that I do when I look at a coin and decide whether I want to buy it or not. And I created this guide, which I will link in the description, so you can click on it and use it for all coins moving forward. And everything in this video can be used on Pump Fun or Photon for new launches. However, in this video, I'm going to focus on post-launch where they're already on Dexscreener. They already have some sort of established volume profile or holders. And we're going to try to use filters to determine what coins to look at, because there's a lot of garbage that gets pushed out all the time. And you need to eliminate the worst garbage there is. And the best way to do that is using filters. So we're going to look through mid caps in this video. And what you're going to want to do is go to the filters on Dexscreener. And I have the list over here of all the different filters. So for mid caps, it's 1 million FDV, 150,000 min liquidity. 150,000. And the last filter to add is 500,000 24-hour volume. So, and then when you apply these filters, you're going to get a list. And now you've essentially eliminated the worst scammy meme coins that there are, that really had no traction whatsoever, or rugged early, or people saw them and didn't really buy them or engage with them and had some questionable things going on. So what you're going to want to do is start clicking through these different coins, see what looks interesting to you, see how many transactions they have, see how old they are. You can sort by volume if you want as well, or you can just click on something random and just go with it. So let's go with Sequoia AI or whatever. I saw this coin pop up on my TL. I haven't looked at it yet, but one of the first things you're going to want to do when you're researching a coin and you've already added the filters is check to see if it's a bundled scam. So I'll link the tools in this guide for you so you can click on them and use them whenever you want. But you click here and then you add the address on the bundle checker. Looks like everything held has been sold. So no more bundles. Everything that was held has been sold. So this is not bundled, which is a very, very good early sign. And of course, you can also use a few other tools as well. I have all the tools linked in this guide. You can use bubble maps just to double check. You can triple check. You never can be too safe when trying to avoid any rugs. And then we have this bubble maps. Usually if it was a scammy coin, there would be a huge cluster of wallets that had a significant portion of the supply. But in this case, that is not, that's not the issue. So this coin is a little bit safer, and I say that very loosely. But as far as, are you going to get rugged or scammed? Probably not. Are one of the top holders going to dump on you? Potentially. One day they could. But the next thing you really want to do, and of course, crypto is driven by whales, is see what the top wallets are holding and see if they're actually sharp whales or are they just lucky flukes or what. So what I do is I click on the top 10 wallets to see what's going on and see who's holding what. So this guy, he only has Sequoia. This guy has ALCH, that's good, and Shift AI. Okay, so he has an eye for, he has Stan, he has a decent amount of money. So this is actually a whale I want to take a look at. And then you're going to want to go to GMGN and look at his address on GMGN and see what's going on. So this doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of a funky thing. I added the address, didn't I? But it's not pulling up. I don't know if it's glitching or something like that. So, okay. Well, if you run into like anything like that, just keep moving. Okay, so this guy has goat. He has $1 million worth of goat. Okay, so could be a sharp wallet. He has $1 million PNL. You're definitely going to want to follow him because potentially he maybe knows how to get into AI coins early. And you look that his first buy for Sequoia happened 12 hours ago, $5,000. And now it's worth $103,000. So he just 20x'd. Okay. So this guy has a propensity of catching coins early. Okay. So we have a goat whale in there, which again, social clout and whale clout is extremely important for crypto. So if somebody's holding a lot of goat and they bought that coin, other people are going to say, okay, this is a safe coin. This guy trusts the coin. I trust the coin as well. So that is pretty solid that we found that top wallet. I'm not going to go through every top wallet on this list, but you should click on the top 10 wallets to see what exactly these wallets are holding and if they're actually sharp. If it has a bunch of solid whales in there and they have a bunch of different coins that have taken off, then it could mean that they're highly skilled and they have an eye for this meme coin game. And then the best part about GMGN is you can follow them and it creates this list and it alerts you to every time they buy. So I usually go through top wallets and I create this list and I check in on what the whales are buying. You can check that out over here. So you see that. You can see everything they're buying. You can either trail them. So the thing about trailing whales is you don't always just want to follow them blindly. Sometimes they swing trade. So they'll buy a token, wait till other people start buying the token as well, and then they'll sell for a small profit and disappear. So you really want to make sure you do your due diligence, research, and make sure you're not buying a coin that whale might do something with. People always talk about copy trading, but if you copy traded every whale, unless you had a similar bankroll as them, you would probably go broke because they swing trade a lot, they cut losses, all this stuff, and they might lose 20 times and then hit one for a 20x or something and it erases all their losses. So I think you kind of understand the concept of the wallet and everything like that, checking the top whales, checking if it's bundled or anything like that. And the next thing you're going to want to do is go and check, the volume, see if the volume is funky at all. I think it's easier to really kind of see that on Photon. It kind of shows that if there's like botted, there's like what they do is they fake volume with bots, especially if it's a new launch. You can do that, but when you look at the chart, I don't know if I can find one on here or not, but when you look at the chart, it looks extremely weird. And it's like this one only has 6 holders. You see these little green guys right over here. You'll see a lot of those, and those are bot accounts on Photon. You can see it very, very easily. I can't tell as much on Dexscreener, but it's reasonable to think that this doesn't have fake volume because it's withstood the last 24 hours. It has 17 million in volume. It has tons of transactions. If usually what they do is they fake the volume to eventually rug you, And in this case, there's no more bundles. Remember, we used the bundle checker, and that's how they rug people is with bundled wallets. And in this case, Sequoia, it doesn't look like there's any fake bot volume. I think if any of the participants, they might have noticed by now and then sold and moved on, but they in this case they're still bidding this coin. But you're gonna have to just basically develop an eye for spotting fake volume here. So now that we have all that stuff out of the way, we've checked the whale wallets, we've kind of looked at volume, we've started creating a list of whales. You're going to want to check their social media. And of course, social clout means so much in crypto. You want to see who's doing what and if any big accounts are following them. And there's like a really, really good tool you can use to make it easy on you. But you can also do it by hand, see who's following the account. But Tweet Scout actually works really, really well. So let's do that. Let's see what pops up. Okay, so 37 scores based. So I don't have the premium right now, but you can get the premium and you can see all this stuff, but you can see who the top influencers are following them right away. Now, it doesn't look like there's anybody super special following this account yet. However, checking social profiles is infinitely more. Who's this actually? Let's check it out. It's infinitely more important. It's actually more. It's important for all meme coins, but it's very important for AI meme coins. I'm going to explain in a second. So let's see here. So when you look at these influencers, you want to make sure that they're not botted or anything like that. So you can tell they're not botted by checking the followers that you know. So it's reasonable to think that the Bonk guy is legit. He wouldn't be following a fake account. DGen News is a well-known account. Magic Eden is following them. Farmer Joe, K Money. These are all well-known influencers who are following this guy. So this is probably a legit account to follow. And this guy is following Sequoia social profile. So again, it's building cloud, it's building trust. You can kind of assume that maybe they have done the research as well. And because they have done the research and they're following this account, this coin is legitimate. So, wow, Sequoia is here with a narrative and one goal: flip AI 16Z with absolutely zero utility. Okay. Not affiliated with Sequoia Capital. Crazy. Interesting coin. Very, very interesting coin. So they got a narrative. They want to flip AI 16Z. There's some, blowback against AI 16Z. So as you can see, as we're kind of compiling this narrative and researching this coin, I hope you're starting to notice that it seems very legitimate. We checked the wallets. We checked the social profiles. It seems like there's legitimate followers or legitimate influencers following it as well. So it's becoming more and more apparent that this coin could very well be legit. And the next thing you want to do is we want to search this on social media as well and see who's tweeting about it. Sequoia versus AI 16Z. The rabble. So people are posting about it. Khalil Underwood. Wow. This is a big account tweeting about it. Again, you're looking to see what accounts are tweeting about it. Interesting. So it's picking up steam, right? It seems to be legitimate. We can see that people are buying this token and the bundles are gone, and legitimate accounts are kind of vouching for it, or they're in the coin and everything. So again, it's starting to build a lot more trust this way. And again, it's another way to tell if the project is actually legitimate. So we've looked at social media. For AI coins, the one thing you're really actually going to want to look for as well is the GitHub. This isn't an AI coin by it. It's not, it doesn't really have a GitHub, so you don't have to look at it for this one. But in the guide, I gave you an example of what a solid GitHub should look like. And that is AI16Z's ELIZA OS. So you can kind of use that as kind of like a guide map when you do look at AI projects that potentially have GitHubs, and you're really going to want to spend some time looking at the GitHub, seeing if the agents in the project are legit. And again, when you're researching AI agents, it's especially important to see who is vouching for them on social media. A good example is Griffin.com. Basically, Solana keeps giving them shout outs. The founder of Solana, you know, has retweeted a lot of Griffin stuff as well. That's a huge, huge piece of social clout that legitimizes the project. I got rugged on an AI coin that put up a fake GitHub and had no legitimate, other engineers or AI devs or founders really following them. And that's initially why I sold out of the coin, but then I FOMO'd back in because I saw somebody that I respected on the timeline post about it. And I said, hey, if he thinks this is a good coin, then maybe it is actually a good coin. And then I bought back in, and then they rugged the coin. So my spidey senses and research was originally correct. I'm hoping that with this video and this guide, you can research yourself. You don't have to over rely on influencers and stuff like that. And you can apply this for every single token, and then you can make the ultimate decision on whether you want to invest in tokens, not financial advice. But that's pretty much it, guys. It's super simple. It does get tedious, but all the steps for you are in this guide on Substack, and it's going to be linked in the description. I don't want the video to be too long, but you're going to have to repeat these steps a lot. So final analysis on Sequoia. Okay, so everything is legitimate. It's getting posted on social media. Legit followers are following it. If you wanted to buy this coin, you technically, could, not financial advice, because it checks all the boxes. Now, you have to decide, is the narrative good enough of just flipping AI16Z without any sort of utility whatsoever? Do you think this is possible? I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is or not. That's something that you're going to have to decide. Can this go to 100 million? But again, this is how a lot of the big whales that I've talked to and friends that I have, that's how they go about finding new tokens. They don't really trade pump fund new launches. They filter, and then they try to find coins that have already had their run up, started consolidating around $1, 2, 3, 4, $5 million market cap. They check all the wallets, they do all the research, and then they start DCAing, and they try to get ahead of the narrative. Now, sometimes when you do all this research, it still ends up being a scam, or the narrative doesn't take off. You could be way too early to a narrative and it never gets picked up because attention is scarce in this space. Or you could pick a narrative that just isn't any good and you think it's good. And then eventually, you're going to have to sell out and move on, or, hold out for a little bit longer. But this is one of the best ways to catch 100x, is fading the initial pump on Pump Fun and Photon and Meme Scope and stuff like that, and spending some time filtering and finding uh, undervalued gems that nobody is talking about yet. I think MLG was like that. Bongo Cat is one like that. There's a bunch of examples of people just forgetting about a coin. I think SHIB consolidated forever. That's like one of the OG meme coins. It literally consolidated forever and then one day took off out of nowhere. I think it consolidated for 6 months, 9 months, or a year or something like that. So just think about the narrative, do your research, figure out what you can get ahead of, and try to find a good coin to DCA in. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.